Considering purchasing a home, hiring right home inspector is the key.
Hi, I'm Steve Mazziotti, owner and inspector at Suburban Consultants Home Inspections. I've been doing this for about 12 years, and if you're considering buying a home, here's some things that you should know.
I'm Maria Babaev, a luxury real estate expert with over 2 decades of experience, helping Long Island homeowners maximize the values of their homes. We worked together for many years. You've done professional home inspections for many buyers that I work with, and they're all very happy with the services you provide. Can you please educate and share today why we think that home inspection is very important?
Buying a home is going to be one of the most important and largest purchases that someone will make in their life. They need to insure that purchase. They need to make sure that the structure is sound, that there are no major issues such as molds, mildews, that all of the systems are functioning right. Like you hear all the time, you don't want to be buying a money pit. So we want to protect your investment by doing a thorough inspection.
So buyers often ask, how long does it take to perform a home inspection?
Yeah. So a home inspection takes as long as it takes. We could be in and out in an hour and a half to 2 hours, or sometimes it could take as many as 4 to 6 hours. It all depends on how big the house is, how accessible all of the items are, what issues are we encountering. All of that determines the time of the home inspection, but we don't leave until we're done.
What are typically included in a home inspection, and what buyers can expect after the inspection is done?
Yeah. So when we do a home inspection, we try and assess everything that we can get to. We first start with the perimeter grounds, looking at the property grading, if there's anything that could lead to potential issues inside of the house. We look at any additional features, such as pools or tennis courts. We look at everything on the outside. We move on then to the building envelope, which would be the exterior siding, the windows, the doors, all the trims, everything that's around there. Then we'll look at the roof. If the roof is walkable, we will walk on the roof to get the closest look possible. Otherwise, we will set a ladder at the roof edge to get a close look at the roof to determine the age, if there's any potential issues, to get a bit closer look at the gutters and the roof flashing, the chimneys, all of that. Then we move into the house. Once we're inside the basement, we first take a look at the structure. We want to look at the main support beams, the supporting columns, all of the wood framing components that are the house is built upon. Then we do moisture testing in the walls. We have moisture meters where we put that into the wall. We test at various locations throughout the house to see if there are any ongoing moisture issues, any chronic or routine moisture that could lead to potential molds, mildews, issues inside of the house. We'll look for that. We get onto the systems and components where we test the heating systems, the hot water, the central AC, which is weather and season permitting, but we will check it if we are able to. We're also going to determine the age of everything, the condition that it's in, how it's been kept. We'll look at all of that. Then once we're done in the basement, we start working our way through the house, checking every single room, every bathroom, everything in the kitchen, any appliance. We check everything throughout the whole house as we move through it, also doing a representative number of windows and doors. And then we finish up in the attic where we get a look at the attic structure. We, of course, make sure that it's dry, and then we check the insulation.
That's a lot of information. In which format do you usually deliver this to the buyer and his team as an attorney and other decision makers?
Absolutely. So first and foremost, if the person is with me at the inspection, I try and make sure that they have all of the information communicated to them verbally at the time of the inspection. Mm-hmm. Then the report usually will be sent out by email the next day. It will include pictures of everything that I'm talking about in the report, linked with figure numbers and all of that. So if I'm writing about something, you could also see a picture of it. I try and make my reports as easy to comprehend as possible. And that goes out to the potential buyer. And if they would like, I could also send it to realtors and lawyers and anyone else who might be involved in the sale.
The age and condition of major systems like roof, HVAC, plumbing, electrical can significantly impact the home long-term costs. What should buyers ask about these systems?
Yeah. So functionality is number one. It's always important that these systems are working and working the way that they should. Also, we assess the age. You should have an idea of how long something will last. For example, a boiler should last you anywhere from 35 to 40 years if it's taken care of. So you want to know, are you replacing it within the first 5 years in the house, or do you have 15 to 20 years until you're replacing it? As far as central AC systems go, those typically have a life cycle in this region of about 20 years. So you want to have an idea of how long that's going to last until you get to costs. Water heaters could be anywhere from 10 to 15 years. Sometimes they last longer, sometimes they're less. But we want to get an idea of the condition to give you, the home buyer, an idea of how long it should last. Roofs, it all depends on the roof material. You have asphalt shingle, which is the most common type of roofing. That's anywhere from 25 to 30 years. While there's something like a slate roof, which could last basically forever as long as you do your routine maintenance.
On North Shore of Long Island, we have a lot of older homes. What are the main things to consider when purchasing an older home, and what are the main hazards that potential buyers should be looking for?
The North Shore of Long Island has some of the biggest and best homes, some of the older homes too. I have seen homes in towns like Oyster Bay that predate this country. That's really cool stuff. A lot of times they are well maintained, and that's the key. They have to be maintained. As the years go on, or have structural reinforcements been done, have the foundations been waterproofed, or have perimeter drainage systems been installed, things to mitigate the moisture and just aging of the structure. It's important to not confuse unlevel floors and settlement, which is typical in an old home, with structural deficiencies. So when we do an inspection, we look through and we want to make sure that there are no damages that have happened from old infestations such as termites and powder post beetles. We'll look for all of that in an old home. For us, we always do termite inspections with every inspection that we do, and we also issue an NPMA 33 form, which is required if someone's using a bank for their mortgage, to make sure that this home, or that any home, has either been treated for termites, or if it has had past termite infestation, that we would note if it does need termite treatment.
After inspection is done, you generate very comprehensive report. Some of them are 50 to 60 pages long. And if we're dealing with the buyer who is a first-time home buyer, this can be a little bit concerning or even scary. What are the 5 main components in your report that buyers must concentrate on and really pay attention to?
So the structure is number 1, of course. Next would be the major systems and components, such as the heating system, the hot water, the central AC, the roof, the electrical system to make sure that everything is done safe and updates as needed to make sure that we are operating with a safe electrical system. And next would be plumbing system. We want to make sure that the house is free of leaks.
I really appreciate all your help and support. I love the fact that you are very thorough, but you're also able to deliver information in a non-threatening manner, but really share and educate potential buyers and how to deal with potential issues.
Yes.
I also love the fact that you're now offering services where you can come back and make sure certain repairs were attended to, and also have a walkthrough before the closing.
Yes.
So thank you very much, and looking forward to continue working with you.
Great, and you too.
Looking for professional home inspector? Send me a DM or comment below.
For any more information on our company, you can visit www.suburbanconsultants.com.